Hello everyone, DQ here, and the wok I have for you today is the Locksys Codkey L52, which is a 24 pins factory split core high pin count wok. It has 8 pins from each direction, left, right and top row. And as you can see on the key, there are actually 3 different pin heights. We have max lift, low lift and mid lift. On top we have only mid lift and max lift, which doesn't have any cut. We have max lift here and on the first 2 pins. So the wok looks like this. This is just the core of the wok. I will link in the description if you want to check out the website from which I got it. There is also version which has housing and actuator, but it's just more expensive, and for picking purposes you don't really need the housing, you just need the core, which is this one. And this Locksys is actually the third one from my collection. I also have this one. This is one is the magnetic core, the other is the base core. Here is the base core from this side, actually. I will link video to this one as well as the magnetic one. If you haven't seen high pin count wok with magnet in it, you can watch the video. And as you can see, I got these 2 cores and I have this housing, so I combined them into one big wok. And for the split core, which is basically 15 pins plus 3 pins, what you need is special tensioner. Because if you go and tension with, let's say, Sparrow's top of the QA tensioner, you can pick the front core, it will rotate, but the actuator will not rotate. So you actually need a long tensioner like this, which engages both of the cores, as you can see, and this way you can pick it. I will also link another video of which I pick just the backside, basically bypassing the front core, 15 pins of them rendered useless with this tensioner, which tensions the back core directly, and you can basically pick just the back core and rotate the actuator bypassing the front core. But yeah, I've already shown that in another video. I will link it. If you want to see it, you can check it out. And for this video, just for convenience, I will unscrew this housing from here, and to show you as well how this wok is gutted, because those 2 other code keys, they're just cores, and I can basically take the housing and just make it more comfortable in the vise. Here are the parts. We have 6 screws and we have 4 of those like pins which go in these holes and hold the core. As you can see here, we have 3 screw holes and 2 pin holes. And what I'm going to do is just use this one, I believe, no, the other one, and put it like this. Put it like this, put those screws on, and that doesn't affect picking in any way. Just because I don't have housing, it will make a more comfortable way of holding the wok. As you can see, it still works as intended. And also I will replace this original C-clip with this one, here for the picking, because this C-clip is very annoying to get out, and just for the video I will replace it. So yeah, now let's see the guts of the lock. Okay, so here is the lock gutted, and first of all I want to show you this improvised cutaway. As you can see, the key is rotating both cores, and if you, let's say, want to do the bypass with this tensioner, pick just the back core, you insert it, and as you can see, you're tensioning the back core first. Here, because it's floppy, doesn't fit, you can just pick the back core. But for today's video I'll be using this tensioner, which tensions first the front core, and after that the back core. I also want to show you the way that they are connected. Here is a little latch which actually makes this back part sit inside. This C-clip is also drilled, screwed in, so you cannot remove it, but the back one can't be removed, so you can take a look at the core. It's basically, the other one is the same, it's just 15 pins. We have the little latch so the key pins don't fall into the keyway. We have the annoying warding. Here's the outer housing. Here are the bottle holes for the screws. And yeah, here as well. So let's take a look at the pins. They are all standard. Key pins have this latch that I explained is for them to not fall into the keyway. Here we have the front core 5 pins in each row, and the back core 3 pins in each row. Here are the right row on top, middle row in the middle, and left row on the bottom. So this is the housing in which the lock sits, as I showed you. And now, how to actually pick this lock. First of all, I showed you my two tensioners. One is for the tensioning just the back core, so you can basically skip picking most of the lock. And this one is to pick the full lock. It's just a bent wire insert, wiper insert, bent 3 times and a little bit sanded because it didn't fit quite well in the keyway. But right now it fits perfectly, just it gives me perfect control over the core. So tools used are these two deepest Jimmy Long hooks. They're one rounded and one flat. They're basically for the top row of the pins. For the side pins I used combination of 3 flags. The flat flag from Mo, which is amazing. This flag which I used for picking the back row. And this flag is actually my multi-lock pin-in-pin flag. It's curved and really pointy. And the reason I used it is because of this pin here. This max lift on the left. It's very hard to pick, and actually this flag cannot reach it very well, and this flag is too short. Even this one, if you see how I measure it, it barely reaches the last pin. It's just this lock could require special tool to open it. Like, I was lucky that my donks are thin enough here so they can actually fit into the keyway here like that. As you see, I basically need to insert it all the way in to pick the back core. Just how it is, all the way in, and as you can see, here is my flag barely reaching the last pin. And yeah, those are the tools used. Picking strategy is pretty straightforward. The pins are standard, very heavy tension, jiggle test. And on this walk, it's very important to not touch any pin that's not binding properly, because it is very easy to overset. And what I found out is that once I had oversets, I had to drop pins, and they drop a lot of pins, like at least 3 or 4 pins drop when I overset. So that's a little problematic. So if you're picking this walk, just try to push only pins that are really binding hard, and jiggle test everything before you're sure. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the internals and picking strategy. Now let's pick the lock. Okay, Locksys Codkey L52 is in device. Notice how this turns the back part where the actuator would be located. When first pick the front core, you see that back part is not rotating yet. Okay, so heavy tension. Okay, I'm resetting because I think I overset. Okay, I just picked the front lock, the front core, but as you saw, that back one doesn't move. So now I will try to pick the back one. Okay, the right side is picked. Okay, I felt a little bit core movement, which means I'm very close to picking it. Oh yes! As you saw, this thing rotated on the back of the core, which means the second part is picked. Yeah, that's fully picked. I'm walking it. Now let's get it. I will start with the front core, which you can just slide out. Good thing this work is not easy and it takes some patience. Okay, so that's the right row. We'll put it here. The middle row will be in the middle, and the left row will be on the bottom. Okay, last pins from the first core. Can pull it out. Okay, this is the first core, front one. This one has like drilled in, screwed in, I'm not sure what to call it, C-clip, so it cannot be removed. And now the back core. Pushing it backwards. I will start with the right row on the back. Oops. That's the right. Yeah, that's the right and last pin from left row. And last pin in the whole lock. And this is the baby core in the back. This one you can take apart. This is the housing basically. This is the core itself. This is the outer sleeve that keeps all the springs in. Now let me quickly arrange the pins and I will show them to you. Okay, that's it. That's Codkey Locksys L52 picked and gutted. And right on top is the right row, in the middle is the top row or the middle row, and on the bottom is the left row. 24 pins total. Yeah, this is it. Hope you enjoyed. Have a nice day and bye bye.